Welcome back, everyone. This is Denier, and I'm going to show you a build that I did on Aramoore. It's summer 2023 season. I think it's season 6. I believe it's last season. This is a new zone that they built. It's all within a big mountain, and up there is a waterfall that pours down. This build that I'm going to be showing you was for an Elven village of Drow and Dark Elves and High Elves. And I'm playing one of the High Elves. This is the dragon that I had, and I'm also playing a druid. But the entrance goes right through here. There's a little stone entryway. It's like a tunnel. And I had to line this up with a ruin that the devs put in. Normally I would have put this further back, but I was restricted by the size. We were a banner house for the Elf Kingdom, so we got a little bit larger build than most villages. But things have already changed, so I wanted to go ahead and get a video of this place before we had to reduce its size. But this is Mountain Hall. That's what they decided to call it. And I built all of this, the entire build. It took me a few days to do, and I did it in stages. Mainly because I've already torn down the original buildings, but I built a workshop and an inn and then that mage tower ahead before going and building the capital, the palace and the capital, which I'll show in another video. So this is the front gatehouse. This is the workshop. This is the slums, which nobody ever actually moved into. We had people who were going to live there, but then they didn't end up moving here. But we did put the farm, at least part of the farm, underneath. So I'll show some of this really quick. So the stairs come up this way, and this was one of the houses. And I've been doing this with them, kind of pairing them together. Normally you can't do this, so you have to actually trick it into place. But this is a bedroom here, and then this was just an overlook. You'll find on RP servers everybody wants a big house, even if you're living in the slums. So I try to make them look really interesting. They got little narrow alleyways that go through here. And we have a really good decorator, Ames Luna, and she does so many great decorations. She was going to decorate the whole village, but she was kind of running out of time. So this is the front entryway for the two houses that share that. Just took a while to get some of these to snap into place. And this is Castles, Keeps, and CKF and Forts Remastered. And it's also the let's see, Arkitect mods, Atlas Arkitect mods, core, and in the basic one. In fact, the Alice Architect is what allows for so many different things, especially the overhangs that you see there. So this is just another house. I like using the oak floor pattern, although I think it's more of a teak color. And I use thatch up here because that looks good. And Alice allows for these different changes in windows. You can even do stained glass windows. I gave each of the houses a name as though it was on a street. So this is the last one, and it has this little balcony with the CKF bell up there. That's my place. It's the inn. I've always run an inn, and usually it's really crowded, but not many people wanted to come all the way down to the center of a mountain in the redwoods, but still, it was a pretty neat place. All right, we'll look at this inn next. This was probably the third or fourth building that I built for the town. It's very similar to a building that I built in Fable last season. I never got to record it. This is just the stables. I've got some sleepers up there. This is just the back entrance. Just kind of giving an idea of what this inn looks like. So it has a little workroom down here for storing things, storage in here. And this is the main entrance to the inn. I thought this sign I'd be able to write something on, but I had to paint, and I didn't have a chance to paint anything. So, and it's just called Mountain Hall Inn. This is check-in. Just the common area. This is something special to this server. Their mods. This is one of those living chests. Up this way is just my room. The admins left me a gift. And then this little space here was the bathroom. This is another thing for this server. It's hard to get it, but you can open these curtains. They can switch to open. This is the sleepers room. These are all the people that we had in our tribe at one point in time, and they just didn't wake up. This is the lavatory. So another one. Trying to see if I can get any of these. There's another mod that does this too, but I don't think it does it as good as those. It's just sometimes it's hard to activate them. And then this was the last room. I had a prince and a princess staying in this room for a little bit. That's why I called it the princess room. And this was my favorite part of the inn, this little narrow hallway, and it's all because of the Atlas mod. It allows you to do these stairways and those half hallways. I thought that was really cool. There's the stable. This is one of those back doors, and then going on down the rest of the way is another. Alright, moving on to another house that I built. So I built the foundation of this, and somebody else had made an attempt to build the rest of it. I like their idea, but not how they implement it, so I went back through and I fixed some things for it. I tore it all the way back down to what I had laid out. I had laid out the foundation, and then I just rebuilt it from there. So it has a loft. There we go. That's the loft. All right. And this was another house I built. This is for a couple, Clifton and Whit. They were playing family members this season. Whit did all the decorations. Clifton does mods, and he does commission work. So if you ever need somebody to make outfits, he actually created this outfit that I'm wearing right now. It's one of the ones I commissioned from him. It's pretty good. All I did was give him a model that looked like a priest, and I said I'd like this for myself, and he managed to take it apart and create it. So I don't know why the bathtub is down here, but she did a good job decorating all this. They've already moved out. They relocated to another tribe up in the north that I also built the build for. There are just some of the views. I wish the Atlas mod had railings that were quarter width, but they haven't been added yet. These are just places in the walls where they're you can go in and you can go on up to the wall. Again, all this stuff is for PvP server. This was never attacked. I don't think we were ever even robbed, mainly because this town was a bunch of thieves, and most people knew if they robbed it, they'd pay for it. That's part of the ruin there. That's the tower, and so I had to build the manor house around it. And there's the back of my inn in the distance. I'm going to turn into Featherlight. So this is part of the mods on this server as being a druid. So you can get a good view. I like being a druid for building. Looks a lot bigger from down below. That green bar is my attunement bar. It's based on stamina, and it gradually goes down. Depending on what creature you are, it goes down faster. Alright, so I've done the houses over there. I'll do the manor house last. And, of course, down below me is the main gatehouse. So this is part of the ruin. I had to build around it. Then this tower just goes up inside. Built all these little places where people could go through and do what they need to defend. This is our grove. We needed space for trees, and I couldn't just have them underneath a house because they would grow right through. And this is the side gate. There's the grove, and that's the front entrance. This tree goes down to a lake down here. So if you fall in, that's how you get out. I'll fly around again one last time before I end all this. This this side entrance here actually opens up. They took it out. There was an entrance here to this house, but I think they removed it because it's probably a PvP concern. Alright, this is the workshop. I put these little back alleys in. And a little door here that goes into the wall. So this is the workshop. So the classes on the server were serf. Basically, they did all the working and farming and cooking, and then the smith would do all the making guns and everything else that could be crafted. These shelves are quarter-wide ceilings, which is something that you get in the Arkitect mod. This is the gun workbench. You can make different types of guns. And then the blacksmith is basically everything else to armor and other melee weapons. Alright, moving on out to here. This house I built just as a single person house. Nobody managed to live here. I certainly hope that wasn't a Cyclops falling in. It's one of the things that's been happening. I'll have to go out and see. Might just be my dragon. Shouldn't be anything deadly here, but there is stuff that falls down from above once in a while. Alright. Nothing to worry about yet. Those are just mage requests. This is Ames Luna's house. I always try to build her a really nice house. She does so much work for everybody, mainly with decorations. There's this little area underneath. And she was the serf, so she had a nice big kitchen. This is part of the mod that they had. Was herbs. A place to sit. This is another thing that I like, this stairway. I did it this way because the door was there. Otherwise, I might have had it reversed. Just a storage room. Balcony. Door is facing the wrong way, but that's okay. This is their bedroom. It's nothing special. I didn't want to show inside there because I know they're asleep in there. And then this is the mage tower. So I had a much better design for mage towers, but I had to shrink it. The highest you can go on this server, if you're not in a capital, is 5 walls high. So I had to shorten it. When this server first started, like way back in beta, you could build whatever you want, as tall as you want, but then they reduced things. So most houses are 4 high, although if you call it a tower, you can make it 5 high. and even if it is a tower, the limit is 5. So this, I had to shrink this down. I might rebuild the mage tower that I did a long time ago just to show people what it looked like, but it's pretty good. This cell is for people who are being cured of vampirism or being a werewolf. It's a painful process, and they can, especially the werewolves, they can go feral. Like during the process, they can turn back into a werewolf, and they don't have control over their characters, and they can just attack you. So that's all part of the mod. That's not RP. That's just the way it is. So we have a prison there for people who are going through the cure. In this game, in this character, his brother is the mage here, and some of these rooms they didn't use, but that's all right. They used plenty of others. The mages in the town were supposed to live here, all of them, but some of them chose to live other places. I don't know what there. I guess that's another prison room. These are just mage workrooms, balcony. And on the other side here, this is a bridge that goes across, and then people had bedrooms over here. Oh, I didn't know they made this. It's pretty cool. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna run downstairs. This is the pass-through. This is where they had mage plants growing. This is that house where Wit and Clippin lived. I was going to build a house down there too because it was within the boundaries, but I never got around to it. Okay, going back to the center of town, and going to go over to the manor house. This way is the farm, the main farm. You can hear the cows. Storage area. So these are the cows. You actually have to milk these cows, so you have to have a place to keep them so they can be milked. These are more herb plants. And now we'll go in and look at the manor house. So if we were ever attacked and they wanted to declare that they had conquered this area, they would have had to battle through to here and take over this room. This is the throne hall. They never actually furnished this area, but I've got everything. This is the feast hall. Library. And then this is where the throne chairs would have gone. That's just where some of the crops grew in. Balcony. This is the bedroom. That was our lord and lady. They had some issues, so they weren't able to continue this season. And then this was the prefab. There was a problem with this. You couldn't put anything down on these. It didn't seem to believe it was a floor, so I had to build up and build a floor into this. But head on down. And we'll head on out. Actually, we can go to the stables. They have stables and a prison. This is the only place where I just kind of like put everything together. Usually I build so that I don't have this type of thing, but with the way the walls were and that prefab stuff that I had to build around, I just went ahead and did that. Alright, so we'll go through here. And this is the halberd in the stone. That's for a friend of mine. The guy who does all of this mod work here is a good friend of his too, and he made this for him. Alright, and I'm going to end this with a look at my house at the end, because that was my favorite part. Alright, I hope you all enjoyed it.